Hey, what's going on, guys? Kaoiji here. So I've been playing Fantasy Star now for a little bit, and I took about 3.5 hours yesterday to honestly, literally just nonstop run the geometric labyrinth, just so I can get my thoughts behind it. But I decided that I'm going to make that into another video because I felt like this is more important, and that's the next headline. Now, I know a lot of other people are probably talking about the next headline right now, and that's mainly because the next headline is going to be focusing on the May update, which is more seasonal quest, I'm sure, maybe another, side missions here and there. But what I'm more excited about is the new Kavaris region and the things that they're going to show us in that update, because we already know that we now have the introduction to Mari, who's going to be one of our new major story NPCs that's going to be announced during the headline. Her involvement and story are relatively unknown so far, but we do at least have that confirmation that she's going to be a part of this update. So it looks like one of the major sections of the headline is going to be the introduction of these characters for us to see in the future. Now, I have some thoughts on that. Mainly because the way that I see a lot of these things when it comes to Sega and their storytelling is that these characters and their character development happens off screen. We don't necessarily have these, moments to care about these characters unless they're available in other resources that they have. And right now, the only other resource for New Genesis is in their webcomic. And my chat over on Twitch was telling me that that's where a lot of the character development for Crawford and the Operator Girls are taking place. There's also some story and lore behind Marin and Ina that are available in those comics as well. So it is definitely worth checking out. And I'm probably going to have to do that very soon. But I'm really hoping that with characters like Nadare and this new Mari character, we're not just seeing them be introduced and then left into the background again. I'm hoping that they actually all continue to have some sort of a front and they're up front and center for the entire game going forward, right? Because there's no sense in introducing these characters only for them to just be like, okay, goodbye. Bye-bye now. But I have a feeling of what I think what's going on. Remember back in base PS2, for those of you guys who did play base PS2, there were 4 princesses, and those 4 princesses gave the Guardian their power to be able to seal Darkfalls. I have a strong feeling that that is what's going to happen now here as well. We've been getting introduced to the next 4 princesses who are going to be giving us our power to be able to then help seal Darkfalls. And that's just my lore interpretation of this. And I have a feeling that that's another thing that's happening, but hey, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to move on because I can get into this a whole lot. But one of the big things that I'm hoping for this headline is to see the fruits of Sega's labor, because we know they've been hiring new staff. They know they shut down Idala, and they know that the new music producer for the game is going to be the one that they hired from Idala. At least these are things that have been told to me. I haven't actually, and I'm going to be honest, I haven't taken the time to confirm this, right? So if it's not true, don't come at me. I'm being straight honest and upfront. But the one thing I do know is they have been hiring new staff for New Genesis. So, what I'm hoping is to see is that this new region is going to be this amalgamation of everything that they've learned and all of their mistakes and all of the moments that they've wanted to put together for New Genesis happen in real time. I'm hoping by the end of this next 6 months, we're going to have Summoner at the very least. I'm hoping that we're going to have new game modes, new things that are not just urgents in this geometric labyrinth and combat sectors. I mean, I would assume that those things are going to continue to be a thing in Phantasy Star, but I would hope that all of them continue to get updated through the ranks. Yellows continue to be updated as well so far going forward, so it's easier to hit these new level caps as they come out. Things like that. I'm hoping that we're going to see the game become more full and rich over the next course of maybe the June update going forward, even into maybe late August, because we do know that the next set of updates after that will be sometime in like October or even December, which is going to be the next set of the roadmap. But this is also during the time where in July is the 10-year anniversary of base PSO2, Phantasy Star Online 2 as a whole, and then also another anniversary for them to celebrate when it comes to the milestone that the Phantasy Star Online franchise is. So I'm hoping that they touch on more of that and how they're going to use all of this to deliver one of the biggest updates that we've seen in New Genesis so far. And so far, we've only really seen 2, but with all of these changes happening internally at Sega, I'm hoping that we can continue to see more. And that's just my honest opinion here. These are the things that I fully expect to see during this next update. Character introductions, new weapons, maybe just a, you know, like a preview to some of the new combat zones, new enemies, like the same things that we saw in the Redem region headline, but for this new region. And then them talking about, you know, the future when it comes to the operations report, and then, you know, whatever we get in May. But if you guys want to hear my off the wall lore theory that I have going on based on what I was, you know, thinking about when they introduced this new female character, you know, I'll make a video on that, but just leave that in the comments down below if you even want to hear it in the first place. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts on what I think we're going to be seeing in this next headline, because somebody asked me over on my stream, and this was the perfect opportunity to let you guys know that we at least now know that Mary is going to be one of the other characters that we're going to be seeing. So yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you guys again for watching. Stay awesome, stay beautiful, and as always, be kind to each other. I'll see you in the next video. Peace. I'm out.